Hello, guys. I'm the Astrofiend. I'm returning with another podcast. Today, I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on Virgo. I'm also going to be talking about archetypes and messy Virgos and the difference between messy Virgos and I guess the quote unquote perfect virgin archetype type Virgos, and my general opinions about Virgos since it's Virgo season. I also want to put a disclaimer. If you listen to my first couple of podcasts, the audio hasn't been great. The first one I used my phone, but there was a lot of skipping and missing words. And my other podcast, my second one, I used my old ass laptop. Yes, the same one where I recorded my song, You Are More Than Just a Sign. And I don't like the loud ass fan noises. But my laptop is old as fuck, and that's the only one that I have. So I guess I just gotta use it. Anyway, I'm returning back to recording with my phone because even though there's a lot of skipping and missing words, the sound is much better and much clearer, and there's no annoying background sounds such as loud ass fan noises. Anyway, I just ask that you bear with me because I don't know how to control the skipping, missing words yet, so hopefully it won't be too bad, and I'm not gonna try to keep this too long because my last podcast was longer than I wanted them to be, but you know what? I'm still getting the hang of it, and I'm still getting do stuff, recording and talking and all that other crap. Pretty much talking to myself alone in my bed. But yeah, let's begin. Virgo season. Well, I just want to mention that in the past I used to attract a lot of Virgo friends, and even now my best friend's a Virgo. I got a couple of siblings that are Virgos. Generally I like Virgo and Virgo placements and Virgo suns, especially when they have a mix of Virgo, Leo, Libra, even Scorpio. But I'm not sure if I've met a Virgo that has a bit of Scorpio other than Pluto and Scorpio. But generally I like Virgos. Virgos, in my opinion, is one of my favorite signs. I don't have a favorite sign, and it may fluctuate, but generally I like Virgos. Virgos, I get along with them. They're not here for the drama or the gossip, in my personal experience. They're helpful, they look out for you, and I can say that I understand that energy. Not only that, but I also have Venus opposite Jupiter. My Venus is in Pisces, but my Jupiter is in Virgo. So I guess I could kind of relate to Virgo a little bit, but in a Jupiter type of way, because my part in relationships and my relationship style and traits, it fluctuates between Pisces and Virgo. So on one hand, I'm very open and sensitive, and I guess there's a bit of naiveness to my Venus, but at the same time, once someone's bubble has been popped and I figure out who exactly that person is, I could get into my Jupiter and Virgo mode. And if any of you know anything about Jupiter rules travel, rules knowledge. It's also about expansion and luck and a whole bunch of things. But pretty much in my situation and with my Venus, Jupiter expands my I guess sort of Virgo, Jupiter and Virgo traits, because in astrology the aspect opposition aspects, it's pretty much just a seesaw kind of effect, on a bipolar seesaw kind of effect. So on one hand you're this way, So on one hand, I'm my Venus sign, which is Pisces. So on one hand, I behave like a Pisces and Venus, but on the other hand, like, I also kind of behave like in a Virgo sort of way. And since Jupiter opposites my Venus, Venus opposites my Jupiter, like, I have a bit of like Virgo in me. And like with that, like, I'm very critical. I'm definitely organized. I definitely like put like boundaries, and I'm not as detail obsessed, but I do like stress over details. If something doesn't look right, then it won't like make me go crazy like super girls, but it would like just bother me. And like when I read descriptions about my Venus, like Pisces Venus sign, it's a bit like, I resonate with some of it, but I feel that the older I get, the more like I lean on my Jupiter and like Virgo, like Venus opposite Jupiter in Virgo like traits. Because like, I'm not that trusting, but that could be attributed to my Scorpio moon and my Sun conjunct Mercury in Aries in the fucking 8th house. So yeah, but I'm not as like open and trusting as like the typical Venus and Pisces. But at the same time, like when people meet me, they probably like can see like my softness. Like I always look younger for my age. Sometimes even like 10 years younger. Like sometimes I still get like junior, like high age. Oh, I thought you were 12 years old. I'm like, really? I look at least 15 now, so stop playing those games with me. But anyway, like, as I said before, I resonate with the Virgo, like, energy. And I understand it a bit more because I'm surrounded by it. Like, there's mad people, like, close to me that have, like, Venus and Virgo. And I would say with the Venus and Virgo part, it's kind of tricky for me. And it's kind of like one of the placements that gives me like a bit of like friction and problems, because even though I have like this opposition within my own natal chart and within my like my own Venus, I'm still like a Venus and Pisces, like straight up. And like when I like interact with Venus and Virgos, like they're caring and they're generous and they're humble and I love them, but sometimes they could be like kind of annoying, like know-it-alls, and they want to help you, but they're not really as like emotionally invested or sensitive like I will be in like certain situations. But again, like, I like Virgos. Shout out to all my Virgos. I love you guys. And yeah, besides that, I also want to talk about the Virgo archetypes. Okay, the Virgo is ruled by the Virgin, and that's one of, I think it's the only human. If you hear buzzing and noises, like, I'm recording on my phone and I'm receiving texts and emails and all that other crap, so I'm sorry about that. But the archetype is the Virgin, and I think Virgo is the only sign that has a human as its, I guess, ruler, because most of the signs, they have animals. Like Aries is ram, Taurus is the bull, Cancer crab, blah 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 blah. Anyway, like, there's, I guess, an archetype for Virgos. Like Virgos are like virginal. They're all about like perfection and hard work and effort and blah 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 blah. I guess you would call that like the bad side of like Mercury, with Gemini being the good side. But there isn't really like a side. Like Gemini's, off topic, but Gemini's, they're batshit crazy, and they're like the worst side of like Mercury sometimes. But that's another topic, and I'm not a like Gemini bash or anything. But the Virgo archetype on one side is like the perfectionist. Like, if I could give you celebrity examples, like one is like Alexis Bledel, and like she's from Gilmore Girls, and like one extreme, like major one, it's like Beyonce, which is strange because Beyonce, even though she's a Virgo sun, like she has more like planets in Libra than in Virgo. She's pretty much a Libra with like a Virgo sun sign. So, but at the same time, like you could tell she's like a Virgo. Like if you like see like interviews with Beyonce and stuff like that, like she's very quiet, she keeps to herself, she's hardworking, she's careful with her words. And like you could see it also in her work ethic. Like she's all about perfection, effort, hard work. Like one thing you cannot call like Beyonce, and to a greater extent Virgos in general, you can't call lazy, and you can't call them like a slacker. Like maybe you know some lazy Virgos, and like I know some Virgos that are kind of chill, but they have like Leo like in them, so it's not like super like crazy. Like Virgos, they know how to roll up their sleeves and like get to work. But on the flip side, there's a contradiction, because Virgos, they're mutable signs. So on one hand they're this way, but on the other side there's some messy ass Virgos out there. And the Virgos I'm talking about is like Charlie Sheen, Michael Jackson. There's this video vixen, her name is Karen Steffens, a superhead. She's known for her blowjob skills. Like she was a video model, she's been in videos with Mystical, Jay-Z. Like she pretty much was like around like the way. Like she's dated, I think, Bill Maher, whatever his name is. But like there's also other like types of like messy like Virgos, like Heidi Montag, Courtney Stodden. You know that girl that was like, I think she was 16 when she married like this famous actor, when that guy was like 52. Just craziness. And also like Charlie Sheen. Like I did a post last year about like Charlie Sheen, and I also posted it on Linda Women like astrology forum, so you could check that out too. But yeah, like the messy Virgos, they have like a range of like signs. Like Charlie Sheen, like he's like double like mutable. Like his moon sign is a Sagittarius. And like Karen Steffens, aka Superhead, like she's a Taurus moon. Michael Jackson, he had an opposition, he was a Pisces moon. Like Heidi Montag, like I think her moon's in Aquarius. And like messy Virgos, like I guess mutable signs is also about like extremes, because they represent duality and like two different like natures. And I think with messy Virgos is that they realize that they can't or they don't want to achieve like perfection, so they just like rebel against their nature and decide, you know what, fuck that shit, I want to have fun, I want to live life. Life is not about perfection and like effort, and perfection's kind of like a myth. There's no such thing as perfection. But like these, like they rebel, especially like I see with like Charlie Sheen. Like he is just like off the handle. Like he has some mental issues. I think he's bipolar and stuff like that. But he's very messy. And what I mean by messy, I don't mean like dirty, like they keep the house nasty. No, not that. What I mean by messy is that they're like emotionally messy, like pettiness, shadiness. They don't care about their reputation, that sort of thing. And like Charlie Sheen's like a big one. I include Michael Jackson, the messy Virgos part, but I won't necessarily like call him as messy as like Charlie Sheen, but like he died of like a drug, like accidental like drug overdose. So drugs is like a big thing too, like Charlie Sheen, Michael. And with Michael, he has a Pisces moon, so he's very Neptunian, so I guess that also plays a role in all this. But I also think one thing I like to know with messy Virgos is that these Virgos, they're rebellious and they're rebelling against their nature. But also a big thing with Virgos is that they don't know like how to ask for help. They're always helping people out. They're very humble people, and they don't want to like be a bother. They like to figure things out. They're independent. They're hardworking, and like I would say they kind of can't like admit to themselves that they have like problems, because they're very generous. They like helping out. They're like givers. They're not really like takers. And by the way, I'm generalizing. I'm sure there are a lot of like selfish assholes, Virgos out there that like need to shut the fuck up and like, I don't know, get a life. But Virgos, like, they're helpful. Like, they like to work hard. Like, they're worker bees. They do what they gotta do. They're the earth sign, so they're like very grounded, but at the same time they're mutable. So every once in a while they'll like pop off and they'll go batshit crazy, and that's to be expected. Not just of Virgos, pretty much every sign, but especially like the mutable signs. Anyway, I hope this isn't too long. I just thought I'd talk about Virgos and just my thoughts, and hopefully this hasn't skipped too much and there hasn't been too many like crazy notifications or sounds. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this, and stay tuned for my next podcast. Peace out. Be safe out here in this Virgo season. Appreciate your Virgo. And pay attention to details. Don't irk a Virgo. We're still kind of in petty season. Anyways, bye. Hi guys, I'm just putting an edit to my podcast. I don't know why, but now there's no skipping of words or anything like that. Now there's this weird computery like sound that's going on, and I don't know why, I don't know how. Like, I'm using like a voice recorder app that I got from the Google Play Store. Excuse the text message sound, but I'm sorry about that. I hope you were able to understand everything, and again, be safe out here. And another fucking text, and appreciate your Virgo, and I hope you enjoy this. Thank you. Check out my blog, theastrofiend.blogspot.com, and check out my Facebook and my other social medias. Peace.